Hey guys, how you guys doing? It's March 25th, 2019. Hoping you're having a wonderful day, a blessed day indeed. I want to talk about the situation with Israel right now. Two rockets, I believe two rockets from the Gaza Strip have hit a village just north of Tel Aviv. All right, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is currently holding emergency conference calls because he's in Washington, to see what level of response the Israeli Air Force is going to take. And if you remember, about a week, maybe 2 weeks ago, I think it's closer to a week, there was a rocket launch from the Gaza Strip that was close to Tel Aviv, and Hamas came out and stated that that was a mistake on their part. Israel still counterstrike against them, but the problem is Hamas will launch these rockets and then immediately evacuate their headquarters, immediately evacuate buildings that they are known to be in. And so if there's any casualties, it's civilian casualties, and we are going to expect an Israeli counterstrike. That's going to happen. It's kind of the norm, We have these terrorist organizations around Israel who will launch rockets and then evacuate, and Israel starts bombarding them, and, it's a never-ending vicious circle, But Benjamin Netanyahu, he's in Washington. He's holding emergency conference calls. If there's any further escalation other than the strikes, I'll let you guys know tonight. I'll be watching the situation. That's about it for Israel. I want to move on to Venezuela. I made a video yesterday about 100 Russian mercenaries being sent to Venezuela to protect Maduro. We're starting to learn a little bit more. There's a Russian troops. There is military equipment, some hardware, some S-300 systems have made operational in Venezuela. And you got to ask yourself, if there was going to be a U.S. intervention into Venezuela, did we wait too late? Putin's pretty smart, and he knows putting these Russian troops into Venezuela really downplays the whole U.S. intervention thing. It's one thing for the U.S. to intervene and strike Maduro and his regime. It's another thing to directly threaten Russia itself, And so I'm crossed between the whole idea of another Cuban Missile Crisis type ordeal, or the fact that no intervention is going to happen at all, or the unthinkable, and the U.S. decides, hey, we're going to go for it. And the reason they may go for it is because Venezuela, Maduro, has just approved today multiple Russian military bases to be built in Venezuela, and so the whole Monroe Doctrine thing, you guys ever heard of that? It makes me very worried that the U.S. may be forced into some sort of intervention in Venezuela sooner rather than later, but it's a situation we have to continue to watch. Because it's a very dangerous situation. It's evolving. We're sure to learn more information tomorrow and the days ahead. But this is a very serious situation in Venezuela. There was a false alarm. I'm changing subjects to India, all right? And there was a false alarm today at the Multan airport in Pakistan that had people pretty worried for about 30, 40, 45 minutes today, because there seemed to be some inner Pakistani gang violence at this airport. We started to see different flights rerouted. We started to hear of Indian jets over Kashmir around 4 a.m., which was not very common, and so people started to think, oh man, something's popping off. And I understand why. We currently know that China has military hardware and troops within Pakistan, okay? And these Indian jets could be testing and trying to find out where their anti-air missile defense systems are, because China brought those over, okay? That's a very serious situation that's not going to let up. It's something I truly do believe that something's going to occur between India and Pakistan in the next couple months. We saw a lot of military movement, a lot of military hardware put along the LOC, and I just don't see why they would do that. We also heard about that missile attack that was supposed to take place on, I believe, February 27th. That ended up not taking place because of intervention from the West, but even Western officials are coming out and stating that, they're keeping their eye on India and Pakistan because they still think escalation is very possible. So those are three situations we have to continue to watch. We have to continue to watch North Korea, because I know that hasn't been in the news for the past 24, 48 hours, other than North Korea, that whole joint liaison program that they had going on between South Korea and North Korea for inter-Korean relations. North Korea is just not showing up, But other than that, we haven't heard of any transport, some missile movement, anything like that. But people still believe that a satellite launch is very possible. The diplomats that were called back to Pyongyang from their respective countries have gone back to their respective countries, which makes us believe that North Korea has decided what they're going to do. How are they going to deal with denuclearization, the negotiations? Are they going to end them? Are they going to continue them? Those diplomats heading back to their host nations, that tells us that they've come up with a decision. Now we're just waiting for Kim Jong-un to come out with that decision, So all of those issues and more, I will let you guys know as more information comes in. Very evolving situations around the world that we have to continue to watch, all right? Grab a beer, save a few prayers, and as always, keep your eyes to the skies. God bless.